Hello and welcome. I'm Peasant, and today we're going to do a post-game talkthrough on Ocean and Earth at difficulty 0 with no Branching Claw content whatsoever. I've not actually played without Branching Claw for ages, so yeah, so it's interesting. Thanks so much, Steffen and Peter, for the suggestion. I think I was going to preface this, but I think I'm not going to do that. So we are now live and going. Of course, Ocean's first thing to do is to place their starting presence. I put it up here because I can reach. I can actually reach inland with this. It's just thinking about possible use of Call of the Deeps. We actually didn't get an explore where it's relevant, but in this particular tile, it means that I can drag an explorer from either of these lands, preventing a build chain, which is, you struggle to do anything much about the interior as this spirit. Something with this particular matchup is that I went for kind of more. I went less on the energy track for Earth because of using Tidal Boon. It's kind of a key card for me to be playing as Ocean because it has the mountain on, so it helps me do drowning. So yeah, very standard Ocean start, of course. Presence in both oceans. And I think something I'm trying to be mindful is I've played so much solo Ocean is that I just need to be a bit more careful with my energy because, for example, Tidal Boon is targeting Earth and not me. I mean, not that I identify 100% with Ocean. I mean, this is also me. And I'm expecting to see quite a lot of misplays as well because it's been a while since I've played multi-spirit. So yeah, it's you've got so much power, but the possibility space quadruples. I typically, with my physical copy, it used to take me about 3 times as long to play with 2 spirits as it did with 1. And I think at some point with Earth, I'm kind of contemplating whether to try and play into its innate or whether to just go wombo mages. I'm generally more inclined to go with the mages. Ocean doesn't have any wonderful powers to duplicate, so yeah, it's not like playing with green, for example, where you could gift a proliferation or something like that. Yeah, there's nothing kind of as crazy as that to do with duplicating Ocean stuff. And this decision here, I mean, it's a bit early in the game for the more expensive options. Really, it's a choice between Vitality and Wrap. Wrap is, of course, very useful, especially given that I've got an interior on the Ocean board that is awkward for me to get to. And the idea of the kind of Ocean taking the coasts, Rocky taking the interior, I'm kind of... Oh, this is a weird play. This is a weird play. I'm just going to finish that thought. So the idea of having Ocean taking the coasts and then Rocky kind of taking inland, it happens to some extent in this game. This is a weird pick. I think it's because I think I've got Dahan in this interior mountain here. I don't have Dahan in there, but for some reason I think I do. So we are preventing a city build, which is kind of worthwhile, but this is funky. It's a bit funky. And yeah, we have some thwarted. Yeah, I also forget that my Tidal Boon is pushing, so yeah, I'd not really grasped that was the case, or I'd not noticed anyway. I think I'm skipping here because I've already thought about that. I've been doing so many true solo plays lately that I've somewhat lost a little bit of finesse. So typically here, Ocean, you'd go with the third growth option, get your 3rd card, get your 3rd play. What have we got here? We've got a single Ravage. This we actually don't have enough defend here, so that's probably another inaccuracy. There's lots of opportunities to push and explore around with this combo. Maybe that was one we should have called to the deep. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I'm expecting there to be lots of points where I go, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. This is quite nice. This is classic. This is textbook. I'm basically placing this in preparation for a Sacred Site there next turn to give me the 3 defend I need to clear the town that's going to be built this turn. Textbook Earth stuff. And then, of course, we've got paratroopers, which... Do we have a good zero range clutch of Dawn? Oh, I guess we could send these ones. I did record this last night, and I was just a bit too tired to do the commentary straight away. Okay, that was a quick decision. Gift of Power is wonderful for Ocean. It's just wonderful. Always happy to see it. It has every element you could ever want, apart from air. Because it's so easy for you to get up to 5 plays, and if you've got a whole clutch of 0 cost powers doing nice things, it's easier to get your innate. And then you could start kind of branching into powers that aren't so great for your elements. Okay, got the decision, and there I've just kind of pushed in. The Dahan there can take care of business on the coast, but I mean, typically in a 2-player game, Ocean, the coast is just fine. It's just fine. I have, yeah, you may notice I have run out of energy here. This is, yeah, I've not been prioritizing my drowning. I think if I was to do this matchup again, I would really try and focus Earth into giving Ocean a bit more energy, maybe. Maybe. Okay, we've got all the drowning ever and not crazy amounts of stuff to drown. Oh, we've got a decent amount of stuff to drown. Okay, this is the biggest mistake of the game, I think. Can you guess what it is? Well, you might be able to guess what it is. Oh, meanwhile, I'm hovering in midair. Elemental Boon, the one I'm covering, is you gain 3 different elements of your choice, and if you target another spirit, you gain those elements. Yeah, I thought I'd hang out on the left side today, given that Earth sat in my place. Rude. Rude little Earth. So I do spend a bit of time thinking about this and ultimately coming to the wrong answer. The wrong answer, yes, the wrong answer. I mean, I think my decision here was based on the cost. I think it was short-sighted. I think I might have also forgotten it was from Gift of Power, so kind of I might have thought of it as a regular gain at 0 energy, which is, yeah, a bit less ideal. Either way, that was a mistake, especially with Earth going mages. We've got all sorts of potential for Earth to get their innate that I don't typically work towards, but with Elemental Boon, it becomes very possible. Yeah, so that's a big, like, I basically nerfed our combo massively by not taking Elemental Boon there. It's super good, especially if one of the spirits is going mages, and one of them likes mages. So one of the nice things about Wrap in Wings of Sunlight with Earth is that because you've always got the ability to reclaim place at 2 range as one of your growth options, you can always set up Wrap to actually have a proper defend. The defend doesn't transfer if you don't move Dahan, which is a trap I've fallen into in the past. So it's nice to have a spirit where you can reclaim and be placing presence and be reusing your Wrap, especially as from Earth's point of view, it's a relatively cheap power. So looks like I'm trying to push here to avoid delay the reclaim, which is, generally, that's generally something you want to do. I don't know how many actual beginners are going to watch this, but you do want to delay that reclaim typically. With Ocean, it's a bit tricky because Ocean's reclaim actually drags their presence off the coastline. You've got to be even more careful to not reclaim too much, because if you do, all your presence will be stacked in the ocean, and you won't be able to drown anything, and it is a bit grim. So it's even more crucial with Ocean. But luckily for Ocean, their growth 3 power is really nice. It gains you a card. It pushes from the ocean, so it's not too hard to avoid, but it is possible to make things hard for yourself. So we've got some paratrooper action here, the old Wrap in Wings of Sunlight, basically doing everything. I think at this point I might be regretting my reaching grasp. I mean, I can't afford it this turn, but it probably would have done more for me than Grasping Tide this turn, which is basically just gaining me fear. I've played that card just to get me some pound ships to splinters. Okay, we've got that nice clear. And jungle builds. So the coasts are looking pretty nice, but the interior is not looking as good. I mean, you know, just earth slacking. Really slacking. Got to decide what town to eat here. I've gone with that mountain, that coastal mountain. I think it's because taking it down to 4 makes it a bit more defensible. If I yoink away that explorer, or if Earth gathers that explorer into the sea, it does mean I'm a little... it means that's defensible with my innate card. That's name evades me right now. My defend 4 innate card. This is always a tough decision for me. I love Reign of Blood more than I love life itself, and I really love life. Actually, it's pretty nice. You can do all kinds of things. But Drift Down does solve a Ravage, that awkward top right jungle Ravage, or the Blighted Ravage. You know, it solves all the problems. Every last problem solved. So yeah, that was the correct answer, Peasant. You did retreat from the right one, because that's the that southern coastal sands is going to build a town this turn, and towns are easy. Towns are easy to eat. Cities require a bit more planning. So I've got a few ravages, but I mean we're pretty powered up already. We are pretty powered up. I wonder if I noticed that blighted jungle on the top board. Whether that's a nice defend. Oh, I didn't reclaim. Ballsy. What do I get rid of here? Guard the Healing Land. You never get rid of Guard the Healing Land. It's so good. My lord, it's so good. I think I would have been better off reclaiming here, actually. To get the Guard the Healing Land defend on that central jungle on the top island. Yeah, and with Earth, paratroopers just doesn't have a downside. With other spirits, the wrapping wings of thingamajigs, that you can actually be in a situation where you can't use it anymore because you can't reclaim it and place the presence. And so I think, from a use point of view, even if the elements aren't ideal, yeah, Earth really gets good use, especially as Earth can afford it without it being a big deal. You know, Earth's not struggling. Not struggling for cash. Bear in mind that with Earth, I've not been going that heavy down the energy track because of the tidal boons that Ocean is bestowing. Typical Ocean, you know, doing all the hard work. Ocean doesn't have a lot of energy themselves, but they're still giving energy to Earth because that's the kind of wholesome, kick-ass wonder spirit that they are. All right, so we've got one coastal jungle ravage. Grasping Tide will take care of that. The second from top jungle on bottom island, the Earth's Sacred Site, take care of that. We did get Drift Down into Slumber, which we could use in either of those top jungles. Trees and Stone, Stick of War will take care of the top jungle, actually. And then we've got a little bit of draw into Fruitful Earth, which I'll probably not use effectively. Oh, I think I might be looking to double drown this turn. I think that might be what I'm thinking about here. I could almost hear the cogs grinding. The double drown, of course, means I could drown 2 buildings on the coast. Oh, am I thinking about defending with Tangled Wilds? I think I might be. Yeah, actually, I have... Yes, yeah, I think that's what I'm doing. Why am I... What are you doing, Peasant? What are you doing? We do have Gift of Strength, and it's possible I've not noticed, because I so rarely actually play to using it. Okay, so... Okay, fair enough, Peasant. And we are playing... I think there's part of me as well that's just so used to playing with Branch and Claw now, but I'm playing around angles that aren't there, you know? I'm like fighting invisible monsters a little bit. Those of you that don't know Branch and Claw, it's basically the first expansion, and it adds events, and they mean that you have to have slightly roomier plans, as in, if you've got an attack 3, defend 2 situation in base, that's fine. That's just rock solid. With events, not so much, because they can add extra damage. But I highly recommend them. Do not be scared by that. They add so much variety. I mean, it's not a game that's lacking variety, but... What to use the Gift of Strength on? Well, Possibly, actually, the draw of Fruitful Earth would be good. We can actually prevent 3 town builds here, but I don't think I do that. I think I just go for fear here, if I remember rightly. Because you've got, yeah, I mean, I probably want that coastal desert in the top island. I probably want that to build anyway, so that I could eat it, because I am still kind of a bit broke for energy. He's gone second dark and tangled. Oh, we get the fear card just reminds me of what I should have done. I guess I would have done this with draw. I can prevent... Actually, though, I don't... Yeah, like I said, I don't want to prevent that coastal desert build. Either of them, really. Okay. And jungle explore. And you'll notice that that top island board is half clear now, so we're not getting explores up there. Which is nice. Which is nice. Which is very, very nice. Draw of the Fruitful Earth is just wildly powerful. I mean, it's just... anything that lets you gather multiple explorers can potentially prevent 2 build chains. Especially at kind of difficulty 0. The power is kind of off the charts. Oh, and here I just noticed that I actually don't have range. My Earth presence is in this weird... I've kind of... I can't really do much. I can't reach into the ocean or anything. So because of not having any kind of coastal Earth presence, I'm setting up for a future paratroopers there, if you wonder why I'm clustering 5. So by setting up my Earth inland, now I'm wondering, do I want the extra energy? And so that presence placement there is just for my paratroopers. And I've forgotten what I was saying. I'm sure it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, and at this turn we've basically only got 1 Ravage that we care about, and it's so trivially easy to deal with that, I think it might have been better to just kind of go for a major here. Setting up for the Rap's nice, but kind of a luxury. I guess it was a good use of the Dahan movement. Oh yeah, so what I was saying was about, I'm basically using Tidal Boon on Earth quite a lot, with the idea that by doing that I can go down Earth's plays track a little bit more, maybe get its innate. And that has the ability to push from a land of yours. So if there's a town in with that presence, so I could be having Earth on the coast somewhere to push towns into the ocean. I mean, but if you look at those oceans now, I mean, they're just so under control that, I mean, it would potentially mean more energy for Ocean, but Ocean can get by fine. I mean, we've got enough useful 0-cost cards, and I've somehow picked up Gift of Constancy without noticing. That's going to help a lot. It's going to help a lot. And you see here, this is a turn where Elemental Boon would have been... We could have basically multiplied our Guard the Healing Hand to clean up a whole ton of Blight. I mean, it's a... If you can pull it off, it's pretty good. And that Trees and Stone Speaker was pretty much the most useful card in your toolkit that you're likely to encounter that will suddenly make a... make the innate work with the fewest possible steps, just because it has the 3 elements you need to trigger Earth's innate. Here's me puzzled because I don't have any presence in the ocean. What's going on? You've been pushing too hard. So we'll just drag that into the coast. Always drag into the coast. Just drag them in there. But yeah, we have the Ravage is kind of dealt with. If anything, it's a shame there's the Han in there because it means we can't eat that town that's in that coastal desert in the top land. In the top board. My terminology is a bit all over the place. Because it's a Sunday. It's Terminology Sunday. So, Gift of Strengthening. And we've got so much power here. It's kind of... I think that it's like a combination of we have so much power and there's such a wide possibility space. This is like peak slop. Yeah, this is a fear card you never want to see. So I'm deliberately removing Explorer here instead of removing buildings, because I want to be eating buildings for the energy for Ocean rather than just removing them. You can, you know, you do kind of want to farm the invaders a little bit on the coast, but it's, you know, if you've got a load of decent zero cost powers, it doesn't matter too much. Like, I mean, I really like Ocean as a pure minor power spirit, and there are lots of really useful zero cost minor powers. You can get a lot done. Though in true solo as Ocean, you're going to need a major power or two, probably. What the hell am I trying to work out here? Oh, probably tidal booning. Tidal booning. But you notice there is that quite built up jungle with a ravage here. It's a 7 damage ravage. I think I might just be letting that go. I've just remembered how this game ends. Oh god. It's, yeah, get your mops ready. Very sloppy end. So we get to push from there, which is going to reduce the ravage damage. But yeah, so the ravage is going to be a 5 damage, which means we can use paratroopers on it, clear it, which is what you want. And I'd actually forgotten here that constancy works for both of us if you pick the other spirit. Encompassing Ward's a kind of no-brainer pick here, especially with Earth in the game, because it means that their sacred sites go up to 5 defend. Voracious Growth, I don't really rate here, I don't think. I think I didn't think about it much, honestly. We've got such a clean island, we've got Earth to clean up any messes, so yeah, it's not so exciting for Ocean. And I think I'm trying to puzzle out. We've got a couple of a 5 Ravage and a 6 Ravage. And I think maybe I'm trying to work out if I can deal with both. I mean, we can deal with both really easily because Earth has got some Scary Woods. You're learning all my internal code names for cards here. Ocean has Scary Woods, so the 3 defend mountain jungle card that gives fear. Oh, contemplating the wombo combo. I mean, Paralyzing Fright is so good. It's just, you know. Finally got rid of trees and stones. That might be a mistake. It might have been worth... I mean, I've got so much energy now, especially with the incoming tidal boons, that maybe draw the Fruitful Earth and just give Gift of Power on Earth a little bit. I think that would have been better. Though it's that funny thing, I don't think we need it to be much better. We just really don't need it. So we're going to paratroopers into one of those jungles and Paralyzing Fright. Where are we going to Paralyzing Fright? We could prevent a build somewhere. Yeah, I mean, Earth's kind of got both those jungles handled, which means that whatever Ocean does is just gravy, really. We do have... Oh, yeah, there's that coastal one. I helpfully pointed it out. What a peasant. What a helpful peasant. Got lots of energy now. So there's Dark and Tangled Woods, Scary Woods. Saving every syllable. Do we actually have any Calling of the Deeps to do? Though cards like Call of the Deeps are pretty good to play just for your fear elements with your innate. That moon, air, water, if you just squeak it in. But I mean, we've got, it's almost, I think when I'm playing this, I can just feel that we have all the power. We have so much power. Because I mean, that's the reality of multi-spirit, is that you have so much power that, which is fun, right? You get to do wombo, you're a bit more wombo. And there's a whole load of combo stuff that you don't really get in solo. But I think I love them both equally now. When I first played and was just learning the rules, I couldn't handle the idea of playing multi-spirit. And then I think about the next, something like 70 games with my physical copy were all dual spirit with Branch and Claw. And then I think it was around then I started making YouTube stuff. And I realized that actually solo's great as well. And I also realized that base game is great. I was worried when the app came out that I'd be constantly missing Branch and Claw, but actually, it's just an amazing game, regardless of how you slice it. Regardless. Okay, so I'll just blather through all that bit. I think it's so under control now. There's not a lot to say, apart from pointing out any oversights. So I think Gift of Power here maybe on Earth is better, because it frees Earth up to gain another major power. Because I think all of our powers here are kind of useful. We have no coastal cities anymore, alas. So who do I Gift of Power? I mean, yeah. In this situation with these cards, it hasn't done a lot for us, and I can see that the end. I can feel the end. I've got 6 energy with Ocean now, so I think I might go for a major. We've got that wetland, that bottom left wetland. That's oh, can I point to it? Oh, I can't. Oh no, I can't. That's there. That is going to ravage and it's going to cascade. I hope you've got your slop buckets ready and your slop mops. You're going to see a very sloppy end to the game. We've only got a single city on the board right now, but another one is going to be built this turn. Both in Earth's land, by the way. Ocean's land, completely clear. Oh no, maybe the slop end isn't just yet. But I think I'm already kind of rushing towards the end at this point. I think you could make a case for any of these, really. It's a bit late for Indomitable Claim. Jungle Hungers is nice too, but you're not like to get Threshold with Earth. But I did go for Rot, yeah, okay. So I picked Rot here because I want to clear that jungle city. And currently I don't really have anything to do that with. Yeah, so we have just made a sacred site in that central wetland. That means we're defended there. Oh, we could even yoink the blight in that interior wetland. So it's just kind of under control, and I'm looking for a finisher here. And I've got the 6 energy, so I can afford pretty much anything. Yeah. So what do we get offered? We get offered some cool stuff. Talons doesn't work where I want it to work. So maybe. Oh, I realised now I could have just used Talons in that mountain, so that's a mistake. I could have cleared that internal mount. Oh, I don't have range. I do have reach. I do have my range extender, so I could actually have used Talons to clear that interior mountain, preventing the build. And then we could have used Rots to finish. So I went with Land Thrashes. I mean, I love it, but I think I've managed to pick the sloppiest way to end this possible. It's not ideal when you're trying to help newer players, but that's just how it is. So again, I've emptied my oceans, and I might just forget that I've emptied my oceans when I'm because I'll almost certainly play Call to the Deep. So that's the card that drags Explorers in, just because it has perfect elements for our fear game. But I think at this point I'm like, yeah, we've won, except no, because of reasons of slop, the slop reasons. So what I'm calculating here is Land Thrashes. So I think I've got the win, but actually I'm just mildly incompetent. I could have had the win this turn. What I needed to do was trigger the threshold on Land Thrashes, which is 3 moons, 3 mountains. Because what I'm hoping to do is let the blight cascade from that interior wetland into the adjacent desert. It would actually work if I let it cascade into the mountain, but for whatever peasant reasons, I just think I've got the end here, but I don't. I just don't have it. So there's me then forgetting my plan. I was recording this fairly late at night. So, yeah. Yep. The slop is real. You'll notice that there's very little blight on this island. That's, I guess, because I'm playing on too easy difficulty, but also Earth is just, very tidy. And we've got some fear card shenanigans. Just preventing builds. So yeah, this is a deliberately letting it cascade, but if I'd let the cascade go into the mountain I would have lost the presence with Earth, but we would then have finished it this round because we could do, we'd actually do 4 damage in that mountain, and we'd clear the remaining town while also getting to Terra 3. And here's me being confused. Oh, it's like, what have you done, peasant? And the thing is as well, is if I'd bothered to play some of the other Moon Mountain cards from my hand, then it would have worked. But now instead I just get to, just get to, you know, show off how sloppy I am. Mild frustration. We can at least accelerated rot to clear the other city. But that should have been the win. Should have been, but it's not. So it's going to go on a little bit longer. A classic example of, not really, of rushing and then actually scuppering your win. But I think I might have seen a way to do it in the fast now. Is that what's happened? Is that what's happened? It's just broken down into shambles now. It's often said that Spirit Island's weakest part is the end. Oh, here's how I finish it. The end game. Because once you've kind of broken the back of the invaders, that tension's gone. And that's why I typically rush this last bit, especially given that I am playing as some kind of performance, right? I don't want to dwell on the boring last bit of the game. It's, well, boring. I mean, it can be like it can feel like a victory lap when you're playing on sufficient difficulty. So what I'm doing here is using wins to downgrade the final city into town, which is a nice way to use wins. It's part of why it's such a powerful card, because you can get that Terra 3 in circumstances that might otherwise look impossible. Anyway, there you go. Thanks so much, Steffen and Peter, for the suggestion. If you like the video, like the video. Yeah, and I will be doing some more Dual Spirit. If you'd like to see a Dual Spirit in this particular format, we've got that screen out, then yeah, let me know in the comments. I probably will do some more Dual Spirit content and some live ones, but I've just reminded myself how to play it. I need to expand my my kind of mental RAM a bit, because I'm getting so used to playing the solo Spirit, which is, you know, it's not necessarily easy. But just the number of possible decisions is considerably smaller. Anyway, that's enough blather. Yeah, and until next time, you know the drill. Keep it keep the spirit alive. Yeah, something like that.